Verväxluðin takeran runon lausui han. Mysterin sen syverösa vietti elämän. Alla synken valta meren varjois vaeltaa. Etsi tietä valon lukse arman ainean. Yksin sankajoren syvemmälle matka pois. Se takaa hänen harteillaan, kuin lupaus aina ois. Tas pelissä ta naureluden mahan aina vaan. Van hetki kulos, leppo sudan jo takas kutsutan. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. Well, this is embarrassing. You just caught me in the director's office, singing the song of the hero. Let's move on. No big deal. Welcome back. Just had to get a little Sankarin tango out of the way early, and now we can forget about it. We are responding to the call of the hotline, which is, I believe, calling interdimensionally for the first time since the beginning of the game, other than, of course, the messages we've been receiving from Trench and Darling. We have not heard from the board, unless we were, grabbing a new item and they were tutorialing it. So I'm wondering what it is they have to say. Now that we have successfully slowed, not fully stopped, but slowed the invasion of the Hiss, we are on our way back to the hotline chamber.
I feel Darling reached out to me through the hotline. I have a feeling he and Trench won't be the only callers from the beyond.
Still very curious about this maze, too, because it does line up. You get from there to here accurately on one path. And I don't know why. If it, stands for an actual physical location somewhere? I'm not sure. The oldest house is in danger. We opened the door tree in maintenance. Hurry.
Problem in the foundation.
I think I know exactly what door tree they're talking about. Okay, so that would be back to my office. Trying to decide where there's a quicker control point here. I don't recall how far it is this way. Let's refresh my memory. Aha, this is back to the mail room. I don't think there's a control point in the mail room, and it will also get us into battle. So let's go the other way, just to keep it simple. But memory refreshed. Hello and welcome. Good morning. So nice to see you there. Alright, back in the director's office. Central executive should have one. Actually, let me check out this post-it door. It's a clearance level 4 we missed earlier. Oh boy. Doesn't look like a normal post-it situation. Sticky note complaint. To whom it may concern. In case you are not aware, something caused a sticky note in my office to duplicate. Oh, we're aware. My office is unusable now. I will be working from home until this is resolved. You can reach me on my cell or home phone. Sincerely, J. Bozer, Vice Chief of Staff. Let's know No reason to just leave the Bureau entirely. We can find you another office, Jay Bozer. Though there's also nothing wrong with working from home. Just don't want you to feel left out because of a... I'm gonna go with demonic sticky note, just to make it interesting. Sure. What were you working on, Bozer? Are you trying to get point A and point B to smoosh together in the middle? Also keeps his booze and cigarettes tray handy. Right by the old blackboard there. That's how I would do it. Had I a blackboard. Or the funds for booze and cigarettes. Okay. Strange that there was only, I guess we got a mod, too. That's probably fine. I was gonna say strange if there was only one sticky note complaint in a locked door, but we did get loot, so I'll stop complaining. I'm not sure what that diagram is meant to be. Okay, so we are headed back down to Ati's control point in the Foundation. I have several ability points to spend first, it seems. Let's keep doing a bit of health. Can never have too much health. And then... oh, let's polish it off and see what's left for levitation. Though I would also very much like to be able to seize larger enemies. And then there's this, too, where energy recovers while your shield is active. Like, you only have to use a tiny bit of energy to activate the shield. And then while you're protected, you would be regaining energy. And I don't really have any other way to regain energy besides the passage of time right now. So it would be very, very nice to get that. But I'm going to go with levitation duration for now. We'll polish off the shield category. Just in case I run into any long gaps in the new DLC, I'm not sure. And as much as I love this director's outfit, it doesn't feel very Jesse. So we're going back to asynchronous. And finally, let me see if I have any of this to spend for an upgrade. Sure. We'll construct the final one. I believe that is like a sniper rifle situation. Pardon my nose. Ahem. Take a quick sip. See if I can moisten the situation there. My apologies. Okay, freshly upgraded and changed. Let us move along. Deep within maintenance, we find the Foundation. Interesting that on the map there's still a unknown area down by the NSC coolant pumps. I'm gonna have to check that out. There's a couple of areas, I'm sure, I am still missing. But let's at least get this new DLC started, see where it's taking us. And then we can always come back around for side quests.
Dark, quiet, trans-dimensional. This place
Just the
really
way I like it.
suits Ati.
Alright, looks
So
like that
that
did put us
engine is
right
the
next to the
door.
door.
Okay, let's try opening it.
I have no idea where this could possibly lead. Ooh, I looked up, by the way. During our last session, we had gotten through the ashtray maze using Ati's cassette tape of Take Control by the old gods of Asgard, played magnificently by our friends, the Poets of the Fall. And we noticed during the combat sequence that there was some backwards sections, some reversed
The board said
lyrics.
this was an emergency.
So sorry, I don't want to interrupt her. So, I don't know if it will have anything to do with this DLC or what it has to do with, but apparently there are three sections of reversed text in the song, and I should have left them up for reference. I don't have them right with me. So, we're not sure. They appear in order in the song, but then they would also appear in a reverse order if you reverse it. So we're not sure which order the segments are supposed to appear yet, or I'm not. So there are three segments that you kind of have to decide if you read them front to back or back to front. But it says something like, and now my memory is failing me, man, I better just look it up. I'm about to badly paraphrase. Let me see if I can find them. Because I think I'm going to do them out of order. Now I've confused myself. Here we go. Let's see if I can find a quick Reddit post. So it says something like, it's like there is no direct translation. You have to hear it for yourself, and it's whatever it sounds like to you. But this is kind of agreed upon as what it sounds like. It's a guy speaking, and he says, in their drunken fever state, seeing double profoundly, the pyramid in the stolen file becomes a spruce tree. The next segment then is, a diamond will tell you where 1/19/7/1/18/49/19, which if you translate to text is Asgard is. A diamond will tell you where Asgard is. And the third segment is landing on the pillar star and rushing on to the red room. Find the cord to take you to a secret rendezvous. So to me, that song very much sounds like there's some sort of secret area, some platforming gap somewhere where you have to land on like a pillar or a star or a pillar star, quote unquote. It could also be polar star, maybe. Something to do with Polaris. And so then you'd have to like land on it, rush on to a red room, and find what I'm guessing is an ocean view motel. Cord. Could also be a word like quarry or something, like find the quarry to take you to a secret rendezvous. No idea, really. It's a little bit hard to hear, but there is absolutely something there.
No one's been down here in a while.
And I'm going to be on the lookout for, a diamond, a drunken fever state, a stolen file with a spruce tree, etc. So there is definitely some ongoing puzzle inside that Poets of the Fall song. So I, again, do not know where we ended up. We've left the Foundation, and we're now in some sort of ancient cave structure with crystals seemingly growing out of it at random. A lot of red sand. Sort of similar to Slidescape 36. But I'm guessing this is... I really don't know exactly. I was going to say I'm guessing this is terrestrial, meaning like it's attached to the oldest house, it's on Earth. But I don't believe you can say that of the oldest house. I don't think it works like that necessarily. Interesting. There seem to be like more crystals
What's that like?
in the rocks that aren't growing yet. And yeah, what is that light? Looks sort of astral planey.
My life
A recording.
is a strange one. Certainly stranger than I'd like. But this place, it's something else. The floors crawl, the walls slither. It's a shifting pit.
Good morning, welcome.
Another drab building standing there for anyone to see. But no one does. How did we miss it? Northmore. Acting director Northmore now is on a train from Washington. He'll expect answers, which is why I'm making these tapes. They're evidence that I'm at least trying to understand. Father searched his entire life for something like this, and we find it 1 week after he's buried. He always hated irony. Of course, Father, the great director, Ash, would have been the first man in. And look at me, his bookworm son, the supposed head of research who can't stop his legs from shaking long enough to step over the threshold.
Hey, it's a big deal, man. Give yourself some slack. So that's interesting. This is apparently like a much older section of the facility that's been abandoned by the Bureau for a long time. But back when Director Northmore, who we now know is inside the power station, having been replaced by Director Trench, was still in control, or was just in control, when they were exploring and finding this section. So whatever's down here belongs to Northmore, effectively. The good and the bad. So I guess I can't get to the deep cavern yet. Let me see where else I might go. I think I came from there, so... haha. Research Site Delta. Looks promising. Whoa. Is that Marshall?
Stop the hiss.
Marshall?
That's not a good sign. Ah, darn it.
She's dead.
Lost a little health there.
Jesus. She
In
seemed
my
like the kind of
confusion.
woman who could survive anything.
I was not expecting to see Marshall on the hotline, and it cost me my health bar. And yeah, as Jesse said, does that mean Marshall is dead? Or did she just find some newer, more primal tap-in to the hotline? I don't have, high hopes. Okay.
Found their way down here too, huh?
So the hiss are even in the oldest and furthest reaches of our house. Hello and welcome. It's so nice to see you all there in the chat. Thank you for coming along on a little journey into weird with me. Dealing with my various tangos. I appreciate you. Okay, that doesn't look levitatable. Again, it almost seems like something will happen and more crystals will come out of the walls. Or maybe they're going to give me some sort of new charge-up calves power. I don't know. We'll have to see. Still seem to be heading towards Research Site Delta. Strange how similar that Handle with Care logo is to their hex code cube puzzles. These automatic lights are not doing anything for my paranoia. Got that angle just right.
Is that
Yep.
the astral plane? How
We
is
are
that
definitely in
possible?
trouble.
This is worse than I thought. I need to figure out what's going on.
I'm fairly certain this is to be considered a terrestrial area, a cave system under the house, and the astral plane should not be here. Oh, goodness me. The fabric of our reality is shedding its skin. Alright, get out of here, Hiss. Huh. Crystals growing around my loot box. Indestructibly, it seems. And again, a mention of the deep cavern. If they want us to keep it in mind. Alright, that should definitely be levitatable. Let me peek around. No logs. No spare flashlight batteries for Alan. Let's move on. I am on an Xbox One currently, just the old, normal kind. Nothing fancy. Which explains why it takes quite a while to get into and out of the start menu. Exhibit A. I'm assuming this might be one of the games that gets carried along to the next console generation. Cave paintings. I'll shut up. I'm hoping maybe Control will also be on the new Xbox with updated graphics and frame rate. And that would be fun to go back through together, since it's such a visually stunning game. Anywho, cave paintings. This was written by Theodore Ashe, the same guy who was making those recordings we listened to, or the one recording, on art and time. At first I thought the cave paintings in the Foundation chronicled ancient humans' encounters with natural occurrences like weather, but it soon became clear they depicted events far outside the average human experience. Also, it seems wrong to assume the images are ancient. Radiocarbon dating suggests something impossible, that I've been down here longer than the paintings. That's absurd, though. I mean, the style and medium clearly indicate a Paleolithic origin. I was ready to conclude that an ancient community of humans lived in or around the oldest house. Now, with this information, I don't know what to think. Is one of our agents drawing these? Or is there someone down here with us? This place has a habit of skewing my results, so perhaps the data is corrupted, or perhaps some paintings were created at different times. The art does seem to chronicle not only the past, but also the present, and possibly even the future. I see in them echoes of the board, some linear architecture, even what could be interpreted as a director. Are the paintings telling a story that's still being written? And if so, who is writing it? I have a guess. I have a guess as to who is writing it. Okay, this is weird looking. Like an archaeological area cordoned off into quadrants, or more than quadrants. And some paw prints, and then these astral cubes. What are the paw prints of or from? The one that's out here is on paw prints. That's not what I wanted. Let's try that again. There, on paw prints. So should the others also be? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if I counted that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there may be 9 cubes. Let me check. Not sure if this is anything, but but it does look awfully strange. And like, what animal could be leaving paw prints? Just need to look around a bit for more cubes. Well, not yet. No time for looking. Hold your horses.
Using pickaxes now.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. These guys are more like... more like taken than anything. But I don't know how to quickly explain what I mean by that. They're looking more like the original enemies from Alan Wake all the time. Yeah, these are some of those, like, crystal platforms. It looks like somehow you'll eventually be able to modify those or something. Seems to be the only way to get up those high passageways with the crystals along the side. More documentation. Relocation order. Tom, you missed the good news. I'm sure the official memo will go out soon, but Northmore called an all-hands at the Crossroads to announce we're finally moving out of this hellhole and up into the house proper. What is the Crossroads? Bureau Brass apparently solved the moving walls problem, or at least figured out a way to pinpoint where and when they happen. So that's like... they're saying before those control points were put in with the ley lines that channel the energy, the house was completely unlivable, changing all the time, crushing you with no care whatsoever where you had set your coffee cup. All I know is going up means goodbye darkness, goodbye weird lunches with that ex-Nazi scientist, and goodbye pissing into the pit. I know that was you, Barry. Northmore's ordering the Foundation sealed as soon as we can haul our stuff out and somehow convince Ash to come with us. He's the only one kicking up a fuss. Now, this is long overdue. We have lost 11 men and damn near $10,000 in supplies moving between the entrance and the Foundation. And for what? Research? Ash is batty if he thinks we want to stay here and sift through more sand for him. It's just rusted iron flakes. Anyway, did you know that? We're breathing that shit in. Huh, so this isn't sand, it's iron. As though these are perhaps like the abandoned blood vessels of some long-dead astral creature. That is interesting. And so they actually found the oldest house, and this was the first place they colonized, for lack of a better word. This was the first place they began to set up research stations because it was the only place old enough to not be shifting all the time, apparently. But I'm guessing it was never like this back when the Bureau was here. I'm guessing it was always just a cave system. Alright, we've got toxic geysers. If anyone sees anything like a diamond or a pillar star or a red room, do let me know. I'm looking around perhaps overcautiously for such things. Let's look up here real quick. Just catching my old curiosity meter. Dead end. I see loot and no way to get it. We'll be back for you, loot. Foundation accident. Mr. Wilder. That's an interesting name. I have some bad news. You remember that Robert Ricardo fella we brought in as a special consultant to map the lower caves? Well, today he found a chamber with weird eyes covering every inch of the walls and a strange black pillar in the center. Kinda looks like the one at the CROSSROADS, but smaller. We had a bureau member shadowing him, but whatever happened in there did a number on our guest. The docs are taking a look, but it's pretty clear Mr. Adventure's exploring days are over. I know we were careful to limit this guy's exposure to the non-ordinary. Drugging him and carrying him through the upper floor was a real hoot, by the way. But we really need to reevaluate our policies on external contractors. Honestly, we'd be better off forming a special division trained in repelling and orienteering than subjecting more outsiders to the shit we deal with. They almost always end up dead or loony. Well, that is a problem. I have to teach Simon Arish how to use a carabiner real quick, and then we should be fine. Emily Pope, teach Simon Arish to use a carabiner. This looks like one of those cave paintings. I'm not sure what it would be. Past, present, or future?
The astral plane is cutting into our dimension. What if this happens in the upper floors? It'll destroy the Bureau.
It'll destroy a lot more than the Bureau. Eat a bunch of rocks, and I'll be over here. You just chew and swallow those rocks up. All right. So I don't think I could get up to that one, but I can probably get over to that one. And I guess there are only 3 options. Okay.
I wish I'd brought Emily with me. I could really use
Whoa!
my head of research right about now.
I have no idea what that was. That was not what I intended to do. Taking a quick detour to the right. Let's try that again. I think I angled my slam maneuver the wrong way. Somehow. There. That's all I was trying to do. So, that's at CROSSROADS. This should be good.
Marshall, you're alive.
I don't know about that. I don't know if Marshall's alive.
place is huge.
Marshall?
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Is this the cosmic
She was on
mail
the
slot?
hotline, so that person couldn't have been Marshall, right? One problem at a time. Let's see what's going on with that pillar first.
Investigate the nail. I'm guessing it's this thing? So if I read that right, they said they were pulling everyone back to the crossroads so that they could leave back to the oldest house. So this must be like the threshold itself. Nearest to the house. And I got in somehow through Ahti's Yggdrasil door. I have no idea how I got in.
It's been 5 days since we first entered the building. Traversing the interior is dangerous due to the shifting, but we did manage to find a lower cavern that seems structurally predictable, which is a scientific way of saying its walls won't crush us in our sleep. Northmore even made a discovery. A pistol placed on a stone pedestal in front of that strange ebony pillar.
Oh man, this is where they found
Something out
the
of
service
storybook,
weapon.
Except the heroes usually find swords, not handguns. But it is the
Making it
perfect
even
weapon
more
for someone like him.
alien.
Hours after finding this weapon, Northmore cornered me to spout some nonsense about how the board had made him the director. He ranted about the title being meaningless before now, calling Father and all other previous directors shams, frauds, and worse. I think this place is worse for Northmore than it is for me. Strangest thing? There was no pedestal in front of that pillar a day ago. This building has swallowed a dozen of my men, and now it's handing out presents? Is it playing some sort of game? If it is, we're most certainly losing. Hell, we don't even know the rules.
This is so interesting. Like everything we've already done with the hiss and the bureau is just a precursor. Touch it to enter. It's been damaged. Huh. Let me keep finding collectibles real quick. I'll be right back, Nail. Foundation pillar. Pillar? A pillar star? The red room? Ah, I'm going crazy. On the nature of the pillar. The pillar found in the crossroads is best described as an onyx spike that protrudes from the cave floor like an imposing stalagmite. Despite its aggressive silhouette, the structure has an undeniable allure. Freud would certainly have something to say about the pillar's overly erect nature, but I'm more drawn to Whitmore's essay on dynamic layers. Structures within structures, the fractal mirror in every being. Given its significant location, I believe the pillar is either the very heart of the oldest house, or an intrusion within that heart. Or perhaps it's like the husk of a seed from which the oldest house sprouted. Trottier wrote that great architecture isn't built, it grows. But then why does the pillar look so different from the rest of this place's concrete walls and rocky caverns? It's easier to see it as an anomaly, a buried artifact, a foreign body, a demonic phallus. I wonder if this pillar is any more welcome here than we are. So, before the astral plane started seeping in, and you could see, like, smooth black-stoned astral structures, out that way. Or rather, that way. That one's closed. This was the only object in these natural caves that looked like it was from the astral plane. And I don't believe they had even seen the astral plane when they first saw this, so they didn't know what it was. It's looks pretty obviously like the stone work from the astral plane. What the pyramid and everything else is built out of, potentially. But before this was being corrupted by the astral plane, there was already a piece of it here. Almost as if, like, this is the point where the astral plane is connected to our world. They call it the nail. Like, you take the piece of paper that is the astral plane and nail it to the door of the world, or vice versa. And this is the structure that allows that joining to happen, is my only guess. So this looks more like Ati's area down there, with those large square pillars coming down. Here's another cave painting. Some more crystals leading up that wall. Oh, this looks like that guy, right? The former inside the fridge. And a lot of human-looking people hovering around the former, as if in joyful choir, worshipping his stupendous magnificence. Got a little Danny action down in this corner. That's nice. That's nice, too. I'm terrified. I guess we'll be back here. Not seeing any other documents. Alright. I'm gonna touch it. Repair the nail to prevent astral consumption/collision. Authorized for a single new tool. Use it to save us. Okay. Left self or right weapon.
So I can only choose one.
Which will you choose to become?
I was done with these tests.
I would like to be myself. Yes. Shape and manipulate. Aha, so by doing that it has revealed... Oh, nice. So that must be how I get into the other caves and stuff, but they said I could only have one. I must find a way to get the other one, too. Question in the chat, who is Ati? He is the janitor of the oldest house, and potentially a astral being, or not an astral, but an interdimensional being, and even possibly an old god. But he seems to have gone slightly senile, having to clean up after humanity's mistakes for many thousands of years. So he's a little bit hard to understand. And he's got a bit of a mouth on him, but he's the best person you'll ever meet. Dismantle the locks located in the nowhere of the astral plane. Do this and the nail will be repaired and crisis averted. Okay. Some crystals can be shaped into dangerously sharp points, so it's also a weapon. Lovely. Oh, that comes in very handy. Okay, you can shape crystals while levitating. I was worried they were going to ask this of me. Let's take a quick peek up here. Just out of curiosity. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, freshly hydrated, so sorry. There we go. I think I read somewhere, too, on the subject of Ahti, I read somewhere that the name Ahti has some connotation of being like a Finnish god of the sea. Which ties in, rather interestingly to the whole Alan Wake idea of it's not a lake, it's an ocean. If there would be a god of the sea in such a cosmic ocean. Almost ended in tears. Tried to throw a bunch of junk instead of shaping a platform. Okay. What do you want? What are you looking at? Just peek up here. And peek complete.
Okay, let's review. This broken pillar is called the Nail. It was broken by something, and now the astral plane is bleeding into the foundation, which will destroy the oldest house, the bureau, and everyone inside. I need to find 4 locks, or keys, or whatever, to stop that from happening. But I'm the director. I've handled worse. This should be simple. Ish. You with me?
Always. Alright. Making our way over here with our new powers. Wow. Even more impressive from a distance. Just like Ahti. I don't know if that's insulting. I don't mean it to be. Meant it to be flattering. Alright, where'd you go, Hiss? I saw you there. Okay, I'll wait. That's fine. Oh. Well, shield. Didn't intend for that, but lovely. Well, these guys look different. They're just like gray mannequins instead of hiss. That's weird. What are these? Sorry if you're friendly. I'll get back here. Huh. I don't think we've seen those before. Other than in our nightmares. Ah, I can finally get up these, yes. Beautiful. Making our way uptown. That's right. Okay. I had better take a quick pass here. I'm assuming I've been picking up a lot of modifications that I need to sort through. Probably haven't upgraded anything in a while. But we'll at least get rid of the level 3s. Ammo recovery on evade use. Oh, that's nice. Making our way uptown, levitating fast. Gray guys pass, we levitate faster. There's gotta be a whole number in there somewhere. They seem to be like opposing factions almost. But they're not like fighting each other, they're just wary of each other's existence. Now they're fighting each other. It's so weird. Don't even need shatter for that one. Aw, but I would for this. Regrettably, I don't believe I've picked the power that allows me into those. But we'll get there. You're surrounded. Give it up. As a nice distraction to allow me to explore the whole area, though. That's very lovely.
This area looks newer. Is it from the upper floors?
Get out of here. And thank you. This does look like... Yeah, this is a fire break made out of black rock. That makes no sense. Huh. So this must be a part of the above bureau that shifted way, way down into the foundation. Like we lost an entire department of the bureau. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you. Question in the chat, other than subscribing, how can we support you? emotionally. Just a small pat on the back every once in a while would probably be fine.
There's something behind
No
that
big
pistol.
deal. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much for dropping those links. That's so kind of you. There are a few donation buckets scattered about, I do believe, if such a thing is of interest. Though no obligation. Never a fee for adventuring. Okay. Maybe I'm going up through there. That's looking likely. Shift account. To whoever finds this, I am Containment Processes Designer Gene Gibbs, and I'm writing this to document the largest building shift to ever occur. Here are the facts. A considerably large section of the containment sector, including the processes and protocols offices, our research facilities, and a fair chunk of the firebreak, has been yanked down to a chasm that reaches far below lobby level, I think. It was a violent shift, and I regret to report several casualties. Injuries were sustained by all, but many of us, myself included, are still mobile. We've set up a base camp and started triaging. There are little supplies. We've explored our surroundings and found caverns, of all things. Maybe we're in some kind of cave threshold, like the quarry? Wherever we are not the first. There were some rusty power cores, old lights, signs, infrastructure. What was this area used for? Why did they seal it off? Why have we never heard of it? More importantly, how are we going to get out? So, this is a very, very old section that was abandoned back when Director Northmore was still acting director, but later some of our modern staff was shifted down here. So it's now both. There's both the old world and the new commingled down here. Kiev. AWE 37. A series of reverberating sounds observed in downtown Kiev with no clear point of origin. The event was witnessed by the city's general public. Mental and physical symptoms were reported, including aphasia, sleep paralysis, and excess in the reported individuals. Due to the brief nature of the event, overseas Bureau agents were not able to respond while it was active. Immediately upon arrival, agents collected audio recordings taken by local witnesses. All Bureau monitoring stations located at global junctions of acoustic amplification were directed to monitor any auditory events of similar pitch, wavelength, and duration in an effort to trace echoes or epicenters. In the following weeks, similar cases were reported from both various amateur sources and Bureau stations in major cities across the globe. The subsequent events diminished in volume and frequency per each occurrence. A vent is believed to be generated by planar friction, though this is not confirmed. So while the astral plane was invading our reality, it may have been creating these mental resonances, these resonances that created mental and physical symptoms. I'm not sure if that's what they're saying. Oh, that is very lovely. A comment in the chat there. Loved you in the Mummer Man. I fear the Mummer Man every time I go to my book club. Good. I mean, I'm sorry about that. And good. Data entry and filing. Oh, that's just lovely. It's like oddly soothing. Ah, I could just live there. Okay, now it's gotten all nasty. It's gotten all nasty and red. Enjoy some carts and some fridges, all on the house. All right. And where was that third guy? Any old time now. Huh, there he is. And another. I've destroyed data entry and processing. Sorry about that. So, should I check each and every one of these offices for collectibles, or should I just hope that they would reveal themselves from a distance? I think we're probably fine. There are a lot of nooks and crannies. There's something. I thought. Nope, it's just a round thing. Looked like the circle selector. Aha, but here's one of those weird... These weird portraits that show like a hole in the wall. They're usually indicative of, you guessed it, a hole in the wall. Nice. Alright. So I'm trying to complete a ritual by reaching the foundation or warehouse path, I assume? I still don't know which direction I'm supposed to be going out of here exactly. Let's see. The only thing that's really noticeable is that big light there, but I think that's just a decoration. I guess it's not. This is, in fact, the way out. Follow the light. Oh. It's,
Someone call a plumber. Glad no one was around to hear that.
astral pee-pee time, I guess. I got an achievement called Astral Plumbing for discovering the astral plane restroom. That is awesome. Just the one resident of the restroom, apparently. Computer program. Dear House of Representatives, my husband, Francis, read an article before he died about how the universe was really just a computer program. He believed it. I thought it sounded silly, but now I think he was right. Francis was hit by a car a few months ago. A drunk driver. I don't think it was supposed to happen. My neighbor's son, Jeremy, broke one of our windows with a football a week before Francis died. Francis yelled at Jeremy for it. He was a bit harsh. This is important because I see Jeremy on his computer through their living room window. He's on it all the time. His mother says he's a computer whiz. I think Jeremy is operating the computer program, and he changed the universe so that the driver would hit Francis. He did it to get back at Francis for yelling at him. Is there a way to change the computer to make Francis come back? I have some money if it's expensive. I don't know how these things work. I don't care if Jeremy gets in trouble or not. I just want Francis to come home. Francis and I were very happy together. I can feel him not being here, and I know it's not right. Sincerely, Stephanie Miller. I wonder if this is the bathroom. I believe there was a bathroom from Dead Letters, where they said, there was like a note we found that, did you know a building shift occurred and there's no bathroom on this floor anymore? Like, can we please find it? Things are getting a little desperate. And I wonder if this is the missing bathroom. Or if we have multiples. Now that's interesting. There's some gold on there, which usually indicates that it's a switch. But you would need a gold cube, and I haven't seen one. So I wonder if somewhere outside the door there's a golden cube, because that's definitely not regular material. So if we see a golden hex cube, or astral cube, we might want to come back and check that out. I'm guessing a toilet won't have the same effect. Okay, came from that way. Let's check out this one, just in case. And what's in here? Nothing. All right. Coming up on the evaluation hall. Make sure to thoroughly violate everyone's privacy each and every time I enter a bathroom. In search of secrets. Alright, Polaris is pointing something out to me. Lovely. Oh. Got some crystals in the shelter. I guess I'm gonna have to come back for that loot. shortcut opened, if needed. And another recording.
You're listening to America Overnight, a beacon in the darkest recesses of possibility for more than 29 years. We have another letter from a listener. This one's unsigned, but postmarked from Toledo. It says, "Dear America Overnight, I have the most wonderful appliance for your listeners. It is a miracle of God. A fondue set. A fountain. A blessed gift. Blessed is spelled with a capital B. Go on, they write. Dive on in. It is molten hot. Perfect for meat." No signature. As far as I know, no fondue set was sent to us here at the studio. Just this letter. Wait, I think there's something else in the envelope. Some kind of black powder with white shards in it? Bone, maybe? Karen. What is this? Karen? We're on the air, Karen. Where are you? What? What's this powder in the booth? Is this ash? Oh God. Karen? How do I cut the commercial?
That's not good for America Overnight. My favorite radio program. Shift account part 2. Gibbs reporting in. It has been 8 days since the collapse and still no sign of any rescue efforts. The Bureau is either completely unaware of our situation or incapable of helping us. Maybe it's intentional. How many times have we seen the Bureau not give two shits about its own hard-working staff when they go missing in this place? How many times did we let it slide, thinking, at least it wasn't me? Too many, I'm ashamed to admit. Anyway, there have been some developments. Strange crystals have begun growing through the walls. They seem to block some corridors, but not others. The path to the caves is always left open, but we're not sure why. Luckily, the crystals keep out the astral spike. One's been hounding us for days. John, Nikolai, and Sarah went to try and find a radio, but never came back. We think the spike got them. I think it's hunting us. Doug says spikes only exist in the astral planes, so what the fuck is it doing here? If we get out of here, I'm hiring a lawyer. I mean, these are unsuitable working conditions. I'm guessing by spikes they mean those brain fugues, the natural inhabitants of the astral plane. But I'm not sure. Maybe it's something different. Older. Transit control.
Warning. Altered item detected in transport bay. Access is prohibited per safety regulation 18.a.
Okay. So I can't get into the transit bay, as there's an altered item inside.
So that's the altered item. Looks pretty secure.
A movie camera. Pardon me for one moment. All right, so sorry. Oh, that's very kind of you. Tried to buy me, pardon me, 5 coffees through the donation page. But it didn't work. You'll try again later. Thank you. That's incredibly generous and kind, and I'm so sorry for the trouble. I don't know what it's thinking. Stop it, you donation page. Oh, I did not mean to fire a threatening shot, but there we are. Just to prove
No
my
power.
point.
Typical.
Okay, no power. Let's peek out here. I can't even imagine what's in store for us. This looks like a power generator.
I should hire someone who builds smaller machines.
And the cubes for it would be power cores. Nope. There. Lovely, plenty of power cores. So now I'm guessing they don't fit through this grating, obviously, so let's do the same thing here. No, give me that. There you go. Nope. Oh, give me that. Let's see if this will work. Hopefully I didn't block this middle one with that door segment that fell down. Eh. I think I blocked that middle one with the door segment that fell down. That's too bad. I don't know if I can get it back out. Maybe I need to just reload the area. Put this one in at least. So yeah, this is just wedged. In lieu of resetting it, let me try adding one more bit of pressure from above. Yikes. Let's see. I don't think there's any way this is going to work, but just to do the diligence. With my slow menus. Shatter, let's try charge. I don't know if that did anything. It did move it to the other side. Well, worth a shot. Alright, I'm gonna have to find some way to get that to forget that there's a door in it. That was my bad. I didn't properly, manage the cabinetry. I'm sorry. See if there's any chance that's far enough away. I dearly doubt it is. Yikes. Not sure how to get that to behave itself. Like if I quit to the menu here, it will return me to the last checkpoint. That's fine. We'll catch up. Sorry, I wedged it. We'll get in there. Thank you for your patience. In these many loading screens. Ai kasarki ai kuisuten laukauskaiata. I onnellista buahan kota milloinkaan. Niin monta kertaa kerrotuta tarinaa jo on. Whee! Oh, nice. Hidden location under the elevator. And a nice little hiding spot for when you need some quiet time to read your novels. That's nice. I often find myself in need of some quiet time to read my novels. Okay, so doors are back. I am now pulling them and dropping them instead of accidentally firing them back into the hole. We are activating the cores again. Just need one. Lovely. Back to normal pistol shot, so I don't explode my thighs. Question in the chat, what was I just singing? That is Artie's Sankarin Tango, the hero's tango. Just a little song of his. That may or may not be about Alan Wake. Okay. Goodbye, film camera. I loved you well, but not for long. Okay, that is still blocked. I must just have to go back out to the other side of things. Now that the altered item is cleared. All right.
No altered material detected in area. Personnel may now safely enter. Have a bureau full day.
No, this is not the time for puns, PA. Okay, those guys are quick. Okay. They're starting to kick it up a bit. I will try to rise to the occasion. is this leading me to? I guess we're going through the window there. Fair enough. Let's see if I can get up there using this box. Well, not if I hit my head, I not. Not quite. Oh, good. Get past the lip. Anything? Nope. Seemingly not. Okay. Open the shortcut here. Back to the power room. Perfect. Question in the chat here. When you did escape the dungeon, you also read The Conqueror Worm by Edgar Allan Poe. But you gave yourself a different name. I can't remember what it was, but was there a reason for that? Yeah, the name was Lincoln Murch. And it's just an inside joke between me and two members of the production staff there. I needed a fake name, and it was purely because I'd already written the episode. I'm already, like, the main character in the episode. I could not stand to hear my name another time in that episode. I did not want the credit. So I just picked Lincoln Murch randomly as a bit of an inside joke. But it was purely to stop. It was like one of those, you know, everyone's first movie when they're like, written by John Smith and produced by John Smith and directed by John Smith, and I did the dolly work also. And it's like, no, you get one, man. You get one credit, stop it. You pick your favorite. Okay, so we're at the lobby. We can go to the morgue, apparently. That does sound real fun. Probably should have seen that coming. It's a quick trip to the morgue behind that door. Okay, new language. I learned a brand new language. The fish taught me. You probably don't believe me, so I will prove it. Holailal mi uti ger mello abotis omaneko kudi kib quidu pipo rumi lun rekaibuit 1455 o spirtun club hen W2222 Quidi we whippy ulen in yum ret bosim quim squal ten jebini rogue. See? Please publish this letter, and maybe other fish speakers will get in touch. They'll be able to read my address, even if you can't. Jebini rogue, Larry Humbert. I can't tell if that was an actual language, or based off of something, or complete gibberish. The language of gibberish. My favorite. Oh, I do have some good ones now. Let me take a quick weapon mods pass here. Energy from headshots. Ammo refund chance. Right now I'm just doing damage up, which is nice. I'm enjoying that. But I could swap the 48 out for this 53. I'm guessing this is the 50. This is likely the 48. Swapping that out. And let's do refund chance on hit. I'll keep charge for now. Projectile speed and blast radius, sure. These are exclusive to charge, may as well. And put the damage on there, sure. Okay, personal side. Ammo recovery on evade. Energy, shield strength. Let's do these. Okay, so sorry. Oh, I love the pattern on this carpet. Thank you so much for stopping by. Good to see you, and we'll see you next time, I hope. Alright, so I did just come in here. Transit access. We got in there, we got in there. Movie camera. Here we go. Altered item 80. Item first came to the Bureau's attention after a hospitalized mailman from Woohoo, Arkansas, claimed his injuries had been caused by a movie camera. Further investigation connected the incident to altered item 80, which was being shipped in the mail truck at the time. The packaged camera was later found in an empty warehouse. The return address led agents to a P.O. box located in the San Fernando Valley, belonging to a company called Blessed Pictures. Whether Blessed Pictures is involved in the creation and dissemination of the item's VHS film is unknown. The following is a list of all known films believed to have been shot by Altered Item 80. Shoot First, Die Last, unreleased. Coffee Bullet, Billy's First Car, Bike Hard, and Delivery Disaster. Item was used in the filming of an unreleased western in 1968 on the Italian island of Sardinia. A cast member was killed during an on-set accident, stopping production. It is believed that Blessed Pictures bought the camera when equipment from the shoot was sold at auction. Interesting. Shift account part 3. It's clear no one is coming. We are running out of ideas and supplies. We tried going into the caves to find anything edible, but all we found were noxious gases and endless pits. The crystals only let us go one way. Even though we could see the caves branched out, we did find some weird spiky pillar. I only got a glimpse of it before the astral spikes attacked. There were a few of them this time, and we lost a lot of people. There's only 6 of us left. We didn't ask for this. We didn't want to come down here. I'm convinced that something brought us here. The others say I'm going nuts, but it's clear that this was no house shift. Shifts slide a bathroom a sector over or rotate a hallway. They do not drop full divisions into some caves. We were brought here, I know it, but for what? Why tear us away from our lives just to torture us? If this is some sort of test or mission, then here's some advice for whoever's running it. Give out clearer instructions next time. I hope these notes are a good read for whatever ranger finds them. Fuck you! Put that in your report. Jane Gibbs. Those look to be film canisters stacked inside the closet. I'm curious. Curious about the film canisters. But I've just destroyed them all. Federal Bureau of Control, USA. It's about all I can make out. Goodbye. Thank you so much for stopping by. Just gonna give a quick peek to this. Though I doubt we'll find anything of note. Yep. Just since we're so close to a possessed film camera, worth a look. Alright. So we don't know what's this way. The Transit Access Evaluation Hall and Data Entry are this way, but, okay.
That damn gun. Faye. Not sure she's ready.
I'm here, aren't I? I saved the Bureau once, and I'll do it again.
That's the spirit, Jesse. Believe in yourself. You're dynamite. Ooh, we have another Yggdrasil carving. And a cave painting. Again, that sort of horned spike thing. I wonder if that's like the original configuration of the nail, because it looks like the same width as that big nail base, but it doesn't have a top. Like, I wonder if when we repair it, it'll have the horns. So weird. I'm guessing maybe that's just this way to the crossroads, you know, this way to get back to the nail.
Another
It'd
edge.
actually just be a map.
The one I used to get in here.
Here we go. Hello, former.
Is this the lock/key the board told
I
me
didn't know
about?
he had anything to do with these. Interesting that he has a dog in the fight. And he seems to be, like, guiding me on. Like, yeah, do that. Alright, so I can shape and manipulate this ball. And I guess I need to get it back to its appropriate configuration. Whoa, just got a glimpse of a rebuilt nail. Alright, take me out of Yggdrasil.
First one down. Director Faden's got this covered.
And it's broken. That's weird. I don't like that. I don't like removing the symbol of Ati from things. Let's take out this little healer first. There you guys go. Now we can play. I don't know what those little explosions are. What are they doing? So quick with your little evasions and your dodges. We're all proud. So yeah, I really, really don't like that you break... you break the Yggdrasil seal to do this. That seems wrong to me. Also, the fact that the former, who up till now has always attacked me, wants me to do it seems wrong to me, but he's so strange, like... I can't help but feel bad for the former, like he may be right in all of this. That does look taller now, doesn't it? Okay, I guess we can get right back. That's where we went in. Glad I saw this. Huh. Seems to be a little breadcrumb trail of ledges here. There's something. A cat, was it? I should have not hit X quite so quickly. It looked like one of those lucky cat statues. In a box way up here. Huh. Okay. So the nail is down there. That actually looks like Emily. I wonder if she made it down here. I'm tempted to jump across that way, but I think we can get up there using the crystal wall regardless. I don't think we need to be up here to proceed. So let me see if this is indeed Emily. Perfect. Use all the help down here we can get.
Emily, how did she get down here? What are you doing down here, Emily?
What do you mean? You called me down, remember?
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
I thought about calling you down.
You didn't.
I wanted to at the next
I
possible
remember you needed
opportunity.
to come here. I mean, you even told me how to get
That
out.
is so interesting.
Let's just chalk it up to synchronicity so we can get to work.
She takes everything in stride. The board called me down here to deal with the situation. The astral plane is
Colliding with our world, I know. Isn't it fascinating? I never even considered that the astral plane could be a physical volume expanding beyond its dimensional container. The bleed is localized to this area, but its growth rate seems steady. Given time, it will consume the entire Bureau, and possibly beyond.
That's what I'm here to stop. The board told me to fix the nail over there by dismantling 4 locks in the astral plane. Funny, I think it's put itself back together a bit.
So that could be due to the law of inverse exchange. For every associated component you remove, this nail reconstructs. Or possibly some variation of anti-sympathy. Don't worry, I'll look into it. Did you notice all the Bureau infrastructure? It looks like there was a research team stationed down here at some point. Do you think Darling knew about this?
I'd put money on it. That reminds me, have you seen Marshall? She contacted me over the hotline, but then I saw her walking around.
I haven't seen her. The hotline only connects to extraplanar entities. Or dead people. But Marshall's proved time and time again that she's a survivor.
That's exactly what I thought.
Anyway, I've been looking into the minerals growing down here. Have you noticed how they insist on maintaining a certain form? Maybe some sort of a state memory, or they consciously prefer a certain shape?
I think we're on a clock here, Emily. I need to stop the astral bleeding before it brings the oldest house down. See what you can find out from the nail in the meantime. And send out some rangers to look for Marshall. She may be in trouble.
Will do, Jesse.
Take some snack
If you
packs
see
just in case.
anything interesting, remember to take detailed notes.
So nice to have you here, Emily. I feel more comfortable already. It was a very interesting angle they gave us at one point. There was the two of us speaking reflected in 2 sides of a corner of this or something. And it keeps making me think of that in their drunken fever state, seeing double profoundly. Whether that's the first or last clue. But it doesn't quite line up. Okay, so it does look like I can head off up that way. There's also some stuff down. So it looks like one of the locks is straight down. One of them's up there. We still have another area over here as well. And I'm not sure about this side. Let's give it a quick look. I kind of think that's the only thing over there, but this does appear to be the way down, starting on this side of things. Let's go grab this real quick. Get it out of the way. So we'll have many options here. I had better wind it down for the day. Coming up on 108 minutes of your time I've already usurped. But I do appreciate your patience and coming with me here. This is such a cool area. Let's pick up one more document, and then I will save it at the control point here and back out. Ley lines. A very important document, I'm sure. On ley lines and their energies. For all of my research into the oldest house's ley lines, I still don't understand why they converge here, at the base of this pillar. I suppose the simplest reason is that they have to converge somewhere, Occam's razor and all that, but that just seems wrong. The esoteric world abhors coincidence. So what is the true relationship between this pillar and the ley lines? Does it act as a magnet, attracting them, a polar north? Or is the pillar a product of their focused energies, a sprout nourished by the constant flow of the power of the oldest house? Perhaps classifying that power would provide some insight. However, we currently have no means of measuring or quantifying it. Given time, it may become possible to collect and even harness this energy. And on that note, Northmore is bringing in the much-lauded Dr. Gustav Wagner from headquarters in D.C. to, quote, aid my research. I suppose this is his way of saying he doesn't trust me to work unsupervised. Let's just hope Dr. Wagner is as smart as his dearly departed Führer once believed him to be. Well, that's unpleasant. Even if it is the 50s. Alright, we will be back to check out these other passageways at the very next opportunity. Thank you again for your time. I cannot wait to get the other shatter power. Right now I only have shape. But to be able to destroy these crystals will open up many more paths to us. If that's ever even a possibility. Bye for now, Emily Pope. And bye to you. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.